Hello, you lovely lot. Oh, how are you? This video is just a little hello. Checking in really, starting the week off with a smile, starting the week off with a really great energy. I say this as the sky has been grey for grey all day. Um, how is the weather near you? Do you have any sunshine popping through? I hope so. I hope so. I hope so. But how are you all? How have you found this the full moon on Friday, that Taurian full moon? What a really I found it quite powerful personally. And I wonder if anyone watching this as well, being in feminine form, we tend to align with the moon. Men do as well in their own way, but we tend to align with the moon, right? I don't know about you, but I know that my body certainly does. And so Friday for me was very intense physically, and so I wonder how it was for you. How did you find this weekend? I really enjoyed the I really enjoyed the energy of the weekend, the pace of it. So I wonder, yeah, I wonder what it was like for you guys. I also know that many people right now are very excited for tomorrow, the 19th of November, when Pluto goes from Capricorn to Aquarius. And I know that there is a lot of people very much looking forward to this because of the presumably the release that you might feel. And for me, I love a bit of Pluto. I love a bit of Pluto energy. I mean, I love all energy personally, but I always find it really, really fascinating because I think for me, I felt really quite supported these past 15 years, whatever it's been, 20 years, 15 years, by Pluto, and how that Capricorn influence has really helped me with rebirth. And that's a way that I want to actually introduce. That's a concept I want to introduce here in this video today, as we look at how to set the tone of the week, setting the pace of the week. Of course, like the weather, it's always changing. Energy is always changing, like the weather does. And it's one of those things where if you can allow yourself to find the joy in everything, in every, the silver lining through every cloud, then whatever energetical transit occurs, you're going to find a way to see the benefit in it, even if it's something really challenging that's happening, or even if it's a conjunction or a retrograde or a transit that is occurring that's really potentially challenging for you and your natal chart. There's something that I learned a few years back that really has helped me through any initiation that I've had and any um, obstacle and challenge that I've faced, is to recognize as quickly as I can, with as much of myself as I can, that even though it is really challenging, even though there might be things coming up, it is happening for me. And as soon as I can remind myself of that, it's like my body releases all this tension, my body releases all this resistance, and the ideas, the inspirations, and the solutions, or the way forward, always starts to come through in that moment there. And so it's an incredible way to kind of attune yourself, because that's really what it is. Of course, we don't want to dismiss ourselves, we don't want to bypass anything, we don't want to gaslight ourselves, right? We're not trying to have this really toxic positivity about anything, but at the same time, if you can acknowledge whenever something's coming up, if you can acknowledge first whatever you're experiencing and sit with it to a point of just feeling, observing, not trying to change who you are, not trying to change anything, because let's face it, emotions are there to help us. They're not there to be demonized, right? And so I was really pondering this quite a lot today and over the weekend, is how we really perhaps have an underlying and maybe even a bit of an unconscious fear around not feeling good or not feeling positive, especially in the spiritual community. I wonder if there's like this collective wound that might come up that is really deeply hidden in our unconscious, where, well, we won't be liked if we don't show up in this way. And so this video right now, this kind of invitation just to connect and to reflect a little bit before we set the tone of the week, is just it's more to kind of say, are we able, willing, and wanting to let ourselves show up first authentically as who we are? Can we acknowledge what we're feeling? Because what we don't acknowledge will repeat and repeat and repeat, getting louder and louder, right? And then it can really throw the day, right? So if you wake up and you've had some like challenging dreams, for example, maybe your subconscious is processing some stuff, maybe some stuff's coming up for you, maybe you've done some healing and it's like the remnants of it and it's coming up in dream time. People that you haven't thought of for a while are in your dreams. And it kind of throws your morning a little bit. You're like, oh, woke up on the wrong side of the bed. The quicker you are able to, and I find this anyway, so I wonder if you do, but the quicker that you find yourself just observing the feelings that are coming up, recognizing what your body is telling you, just recognizing what feelings might be associated with those people from the past or with dreams or with the energy that you've woken up into, then because we've allowed ourselves to be witnessed, because we're allowing ourselves to show up genuinely, it allows those feelings to actually evolve. It allows the alchemy to actually occur. It's when we don't allow it that it kind of spirals and it kind of sets a negative tone for the day. But if we just give ourselves that time, whether it's 10 minutes, 5 minutes, doesn't really matter. It just needs to be that long to just kind of let the internal dialogue occur within yourself. You then start to see a load of really interesting aspects of you that might be screaming to be heard. And why is this important for any, for any week, for any day, especially this week? Is that, with Pluto bringing all the rebirth energy that she does, and Pluto bringing all that, the focus that she does, the deep dives, you're really supported. You're really supported in some ways by that beautiful being of Pluto. And when there is a transit occurring, like on the cusp of the transit, that's usually the strongest, or so my astrologer friend tells me. So like when a planet goes retrograde, it's usually right at the start and right at the end that it's more potent. When there's a transit occurring, it's usually right there that it's more potent. You can feel it more within you. And so as you observe the energy from the full moon that we've just had moving through you, and as you feel the energy of Pluto going from Capricorn to Aquarius, right? Allow yourself to just observe, allow yourself to feel. And then if you find that you are one of the beings that have been really kind of maybe impacted a little bit by the Capricorn transit, allow yourself to, whenever you're ready, just ask yourself, but what if it's happening for me? What if all of this Pluto in Capricorn was happening for me? What if everything that I've gone through has been to open something up for right now? What if this transit is going to be really serving? What if you're one of the signs that actually really enjoyed Pluto in Capricorn and now might find it a little bit more challenging as it goes into Aquarius? Most people aren't looking at it from that way, but remember, no challenges that we have are ever actually a challenge. We've already overcome it in some dimension and plane. We've already written the story. We penned it for ourselves to bring ourselves back together. That's the point, So allow yourself, if you will, to welcome in the opportunity, the moment, and this occurs the moment that you go, well, whatever I'm feeling is happening for me. If I really understand my emotions, it's not about understanding what they mean. It's not about putting meaning or interpretation to it. It's about understanding what the role of the emotions are. It's fun as a fragmented part of self. Okay, great. I don't know why, but that seemed like a really important thing to kind of delve into at the start of this week. I feel like it's going to be a really positive, optimistic week, personally. But of course, as the days go by, who knows what's going to unveil. I mean, we go from Scorpio season to Sagittarius as well. That's really exciting. So we go from that Mars and Pluto themed season over to you know, Jupiter inspired, expansion inspired season of Sagittarius. You know, Tim and myself are going to be doing a wonderful workshop on the 12th of December, actually, mainly surrounding the expansive, benevolent energies of Jupiter and the Christ energies. It'll be really, really wonderful. We conclude, if you're doing the Inner Child series as well, we're concluding the 3 parts workshop of healing the inner child on the 25th, which is going to be super fun, super powerful. And yeah, we are also, I'm just launching right now, it's quite a soft launch, but I'm launching right now the new community space and the community subscription of A Meeting of Hearts. And I'd love for you to join that if it calls to you, because that's going to be a monthly connection, a monthly Zoom call with a support group where we're actually going to go into a lot of the topics that you might not have thought to go into in a little bit more depth and detail. With the Facebook group that is going to be private only for the people that are in this in the Meeting of Hearts subscription, where it's going to be a safe space for you to actually ask those questions that you might be a little bit afraid to ask on a public platform, but also where we can support one another and really hold that space in a really beautiful way. So it's going to be, for me, looking in the scope of this week, it feels like it's going to be a really expansive, open, really beautiful week, but there is the potential of it going like this a little bit as Pluto moves, and as Pluto within you moves through Capricorn to Aquarius, as it resettles. You know, there's a lot of other stuff happening as well, but you know, if you take anything away from this video, you know, choose how you want your day to go. Choose it through authentic, genuine observation of self and genuine acceptance that all is well. If we're trying to get to that place from fear, from I don't want to feel this way, then we're only going to have that persist. So allow yourself, if you try or practice anything this week, practice observation in the morning. Just wake up and practice some observation. How am I feeling? How did I wake up? How have I showed up today? Do I need some space just to feel, just to be, just to acknowledge what is moving through me? And when you give yourself that space, the day opens up. So I send you all so much love. Thank you for being here. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this week moves through. And I'm looking forward to hearing back from you if anyone's watching this to the end. So see you later. See you soon. Bye for now.